Good afternoon. On behalf of the faculty, staff, and administration of Southern Illinois University School of Dental Medicine, welcome to the hooding ceremony for the class of 2020. When COVID forced us to proceed with a virtual commencement last year, the greatest concern that was expressed was the inability to be hooded in person. It was determined at that time that once an in-person event was possible, we would provide a hooding ceremony for all who were able to return. Obviously, residency training, practice obligations, and sometimes just sheer distance prevented many from attendance. We're very happy that those who are in attendance today will be honored, and we wish best tidings for those who could not be with us. Class of 2020 graduates, excuse me, you're a special group of people. You put in many hard hours. You distinguished yourself through your academic achievements, the quality of your dental care, your community outreach, and other service efforts. You also demonstrated your resolve and resiliency as we all stepped into and negotiated the unknown realm of the pandemic. Today, we share our pride of the class of 2020, and I ask that our guests join me in applause to acknowledge their hard work and their many accomplishments. I would now like to introduce our platform guests and graduation marshals. Please hold your applause until all are introduced. SIU President, Dr. Daniel Mahoney. SIUE Chancellor, Dr. Randall Pembroke. SIUE Provost and Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, Dr. Denise Cobb. Our commencement speaker, Dr. Perry Thunberg. Associate Dean for Academic Affairs, Dr. Sunny Dructinus. Assistant Dean for Admissions and Student Services, Dr. Cornell Thomas. And our graduation marshals for today's program are Assistant Dean for Clinical Affairs, Dr. Kathy Schaefer, Associate Dean for Faculty, Dr. Dwayne Douglas, and Associate Dean for Administration, Mr. Ken Holbert. Please now acknowledge these individuals. It's through the dedication and hard work and commitment of the faculty of the School of Dental Medicine that you, our former students, our graduates, are able to achieve academic and clinical excellence. Faculty of the School of Dental Medicine, please rise and be acknowledged. A special thank you also goes to Ms. Rachel Jones, our administrative staff members, and dental student volunteers for organizing and participating in today's event. I would now like to ask President Mahoney to the podium to extend his welcome from the SIU system.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the SIU system, it is my privilege to congratulate the School of Dental Medicine 2020 graduates. Over the last 150 years, over 453,000 people have graduated from one of the institutions in the SIU system. These graduates have gone on to have a significant impact on the Southern Illinois region, the state of Illinois, the nation, and the world. And last year, you became part of that tradition of producing outstanding graduates. Graduating from dental school is always a major accomplishment because everybody who does faces many challenges along the way. But obviously, few groups of students face the challenges you did last spring. So you should be particularly proud that you persevered through that challenging period and graduated on time. I'm so pleased to be here with you at this moment in person to celebrate the accomplishments that you have through your time here at SIU, and we thank you so much for coming back and being part of this ceremony today. Now, as we look to the future, we're excited about what comes next for you. We wish you the best of luck in the next chapter of your journey, which you have started already, and hope you continue to accomplish and stay connected to great things and continue to stay connected with the SIU system and the SIUE. Much is the case for you. I think there are a lot of reasons to be excited about the future for SIU and particularly the School of Dental Medicine. We're currently growing and improving our facilities, some of which you can already see happening, and more is yet to come. We are seeing continued growth in the quality, as can be seen in our licensure success. There are exciting new partnerships for the School of Dental Medicine being developed with the School of Medicine at SIU, as well as many other aspects of the SIU system. There is strong support for the School of Dental Medicine among our elected officials, and I hear that on a regular basis. And the future plans for the City of Alton can only help to benefit the School of Dental Medicine. Overall, I'm confident that when you come back to visit and see our future changes, you'll be as proud of this institution as it is of each of you. So again, congratulations and best of luck in the future.
Thank you, Dr. Mahoney. I would now like to ask Chancellor Randy Pembroke to the podium to extend his welcome to you from the SIUE campus.
Thank you, Dean Rotter. Well, good afternoon, and welcome back to campus for the School of Dental Medicine's hooding ceremony for the class of 2020. I want to say thank you for your patience as we waited 12 months for this day and this ceremony to occur. The class of 2020 represents our 45th class of graduates. Congratulations again on your commencement. I'm glad we can be here in person today to celebrate your accomplishments. I'm extremely proud to be an alum of SIUE, and I'm continually impressed by the caliber of professional graduates we produce. I hope you are finding success and enjoying your career. Graduates, today's hooding ceremony is a formal celebration in your honor. You should be proud of your accomplishments, but you haven't succeeded by yourselves. I hope you were able to locate your family as you processed in. So at this time, I would ask you to stand up and wave to your family and also friends to acknowledge those who helped you along the way. Thank you. You may be seated. Another group of steadfast supporters who helped you get to this point in your education is the SDM administration, especially Dean Rotter and the dental medicine faculty and staff for their leadership of and service to this excellent program. Let's give them a round of applause as well. The last few months of your training and the first year of your career gave you some unexpected ordeals. Thank you for your flexibility and adapting to new protocols to meet the challenges and overcome obstacles. You had to go to extraordinary measures to create a safe environment to serve your patients during scary times and to keep yourselves and each other safe. You worked effectively to be productive and manage your patients. Graduates, you continued working to shape a changing world while training for your career, and I'm sure you will continue to do so. Your clinical work included our surrounding communities with your outreach efforts. I want to mention a couple of outstanding events offered by our School of Dental Medicine faculty, students, and staff a year ago. During the fall of 2019, SDM hosted our second annual Veterans Dental Care Day. During the event, the students of the class of 2019 and our faculty provided free exams, x-rays, cleanings, fillings, and extractions at no cost. 70 veterans received free dental care, and we were honored to provide more than $37,000 worth of free dental treatment to veterans in need. Also during the fall of 2019, SDM hosted our annual Give Kids a Smile Day. Our students worked with faculty to provide free exams, x-rays, cleanings, fillings, and extractions at no cost. 85 children received a combined $53,000 worth of free preventive, restorative, and surgical dental treatment. And they met some of our wonderful tooth fairies at SDM. I hope some of those tooth fairies are here today. With all that you've accomplished and have been involved in, and with all of the recent challenges you've faced, you can be proud of what you have achieved. Please remember to continue to make time to serve those in need wherever and whenever opportunities arise. As Winston Churchill said, we make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. As you continue changing the world, I hope you will stay in touch through the Alumni Association. Continue to come back to campus for concerts, Arts and Issues lecture series, athletic competitions, homecoming, and many other special events. I hope you have done that in the last year. Come back to mentor and instruct. As Cougar alumni, you will have our continuing support with SIU SDM's faculty, the Alumni Association, and continuing education courses. Thank you for your contributions during your time here as students. It is our pleasure to have the class of 2020 representing Southern Illinois University Edwardsville and the SIU system with such distinction, and we look forward to learning of your future accomplishments. Graduates, we are proud of you. We continue to be here for you, and we look forward to seeing bright smiles in the community as a result of your work. Congratulations.
Thank you, Chancellor. Administrators, please take your positions for the hooding of the graduates.
Good afternoon. This is a very special time in the lives of our graduates and their guests. Due to ongoing COVID restrictions, we cannot invite family members to approach the stage. However, our university photographer will capture these moments, and we will forward them to your graduates to share. Now, candidates will come to the stage as their names are called. Dr. Dakota Apodaca. Camaris. Follow suit. Okay. Dr. Camaris Austin Biggs. Dr. Sogo Barun, summa cum laude. Dr. Stephanie Curtis, magna cum laude. Dr. Seth Daniels, magna cum laude. Dr. Roxanne Lee Dudovich. Dr. Shauna J. Dudovich. Dr. Eric Anthony Egan, summa cum laude. Dr. Caitlin Cecilia Ginnenbacher, cum laude. Dr. Emily Rose Gerber, cum laude. Dr. Sarah N. Giacomini. Dr. Manata Grover, summa cum laude. Dr. Tara Elizabeth Habibi, magna cum laude. Sorry about that. I just read them. Dr. Maya Habibi. Dr. Brady Hales. Dr. Michelle Antoinette Hickey. Dr. Daniel Patrick Jurgens. Dr. Priya Sapra, magna cum laude. Dr. Dawson Allen Lucian. Dr. Elizabeth Ryan Maloney, cum laude. Dr. Joseph Marsick. Dr. Maggie McCarthy, cum laude. Dr. Carolina Migus, cum laude. Dr. Dallas Pineda. Dr. Alexis Rose Polchinski, magna cum laude. Dr. Rachel Lauren Ramsey, cum laude. Dr. Veronica Resick, magna cum laude. Dr. Luke Revelt, magna cum laude. Dr. Sean Ryan, cum laude. Dr. Jamie Terrell, cum laude. Dr. David Mitchell Thielen. Dr. William Vergados, magna cum laude. and Dr. Claire Willenberg, cum laude. Congratulations.
So it's now my great honor and pleasure to introduce our commencement speaker, Dr. Perry Thunberg. Dr. Thunberg graduated with honors from Drake University with a degree in biology. He went on to receive his Doctor of Dental Surgery degree at Northwestern University Dental School. He joined his father, Dr. Richard Thunberg's practice in 1983. Dr. Thunberg is a past president of the Illinois State Dental Society and a former trustee of the American Dental Association Board of Trustees. Dr. Thunberg recently completed his service as chair of the Commission on Dental Accreditation, which is the U.S. Department of Education recognized accrediting agency for all dental-related education programs in the United States. And you all remember us going through that right before your senior year. Dr. Thunberg currently serves on the Commission on Dental Accreditation Standing Committee on International Accreditation and as a dental board examiner for the Central Regional Testing Service. He continues to work with a number of organizations and agencies providing veterans oral care and donated dental services. He's a recipient of the American Dental Association Presidential Citation for his efforts at the national level in expanding dental access for the underserved. In 2020, he received the Illinois State Dental Society Distinguished Member Award. He's been a featured speaker at the ADA's Washington Leadership Conference and the ADA Annual Session. Dr. Thunberg's been a great supporter and an advocate for the School of Dental Medicine and was our first official associate alumni member. Dr. Thunberg, please come forward.
All those accomplishments, you're probably thinking, man, he must be a real geek. But parents, first of all, thank you, Dean and Chancellors, and parents, family. I don't know if we still have the million-plus viewers on siu.edu/TV that we did this morning, but if they are there, thank you. And especially welcome to you, doctors. How's that feel? Pretty good? So I gave the speech this morning, and it was the first commencement I've had because I didn't go to my commencement for dental school because I graduated in the fall due to a couple broken hands. So I'm making up for it by doing 2 commencements in one day. I feel pretty good. So I'm with you guys right now. The thing is, I'm talking to dentists. You've already been out there for a year, and so here's this speech I have for these, young deer in the headlights, new dentists, and you're all seasoned and hopefully not too cynical dentists already. So we're going to kind of maybe wing this a little bit. So I'm going to get my cheaters on because I'll probably have to modify this chicken scratch a little bit, and we'll just chat a little. How you doing, though? You like your first year out? Anyone miss dental school? I mean, you miss the faculty and a few others. But other than that, you all enjoy dentistry. It's pretty cool, isn't it? And all that time you went through dental school, don't you wish someone at that first meeting you had in dental school would have told you, you're all going to be miserable? Nobody cares. Nobody cares if you're miserable. So why don't you just be happy instead? And that's what I'd give to the white coaters if I was talking to them. So I'm going to review a couple things with you that, I tried to ingrain in in the new graduating class, and hope you all know it. And I do apologize, you're down here, you got the hoodie and you got the robe on, you're ready to roll, hopefully over to Fast Eddie's, but you can afford Cleveland and Heath now. And now you're stuck with the big Swede from Rockford for a little while here, so bear with me. I realize, as I told them before, how do I get all of this knowledge I need to give you and can condense it down to just a 1-hour speech? And we'll try. We may even cut that down a little bit. I'm going to go with what we call the ABCs of public speaking. Be accurate, be brief, be seated. So let's talk one thing. Let's talk a few things. The E's that I consider make you a great dentist, and we'll start with ethics. And I hope you all have that now. It's a lot harder to teach you ethics when you're 28 and you've got a $500,000 student loan than it is if you're in Sunday school as a 5-year-old. So ethics, I hope you have that ingrained in your practices and your souls right now. My dad had 5 things, his priorities in his dental practice. God was number 1. Ethics were number 2. Patient care and patient empathy was number 3. Staff and staff well-being was number 4. And then excellence, clinical excellence was 5. And you're all thinking, wait, you got to have clinical excellence number 1. No. If you don't have ethics, if you don't have empathy for your patients, really what good are what good is excellence? All of these things fall into a proper place. Excellence is a result of your ethics and your empathy and your care for your patients. You want to be good. I know a number of dentists that are excellent clinicians. They overtreat, they overdiagnose. I know some of you have probably already seen that when a second treatment plan's come into your office. Hey, their crowns are fantastic, tight margins, even tertiary anatomy and staining on the occlusal. But how excellent is that crown when they really needed a 2-surface restoration? And so for me, ethics means that you understand that there is such a thing as a 2 or a 3-surface restoration. I'm going to paraphrase one of my peers, Albert Einstein. And some of you are shaking your head, but remind you, I told you I was the big Swede from Rockford, not the dumb Swede from Rockford. And if I put Albert Einstein's quotes into dental, it would be, most people say it is intellect and clinical skills that make a great dentist. They are wrong. It's character. There is no relativity in ethics. It applies in physics, but not in ethics. So let's talk about excellence. You're already doing it. You're SIU grads. I served 4 years on dental accreditation, 1 year as the chair. And I want you to know right now that Dean Rotter is the incoming chair for the Commission on Dental Accreditation. Quite an accomplishment. And so just another example of the quality of faculty and staff you have here. But I served 4 years there. I've served 8 to 10 years on councils and task forces and workforces. I've served 4 years on the ADA trustee, almost 30 years as a credits examiner. I did your exams, by the way, so hopefully you all, okay, no one's throwing anything. Okay, thank you. I can't, as Dr. Rotter can't give you confidential information, but you're the big dogs in dental education. You guys do really, really well. I enjoy coming down here and doing credits exams, but I'm impressed with the caliber of dentists I see coming up to the Rockford area from Southern Illinois. And so I can tell you, we don't need to really talk too much about excellence anymore. And so it's like I told the group this morning, You're Southern Illinois University Edwardsville dental graduates. It's okay to talk to yourselves because sometimes you need that expert advice. So, congratulations. Now let's go to empathy. If you don't have empathy, you're not going to be a great dentist. Oh, clinically, sure. But are your patients going to consider you a great dentist because you have empathy? Or, you know, there is no marginal overhang on the mesial of 15. Wow, they're really a great dentist. If I look up empathy, it's understanding the emotions of others, concern, sympathy, compassion, charity. Now that you've been through this, and I have a little more time to talk to the faculty, because I'm taking a few things out, guys. If I were to look up the definition of empathy and caring, my dictionary would say, see Dr. Pichelle. That's empathy. That's clinical excellence with empathy. That's like a total package. Now, if you could throw in Dr. Thomas's and Dr. Douglas's fashion sense to Dr. Pichelle, then you'd be the total package. But you need to make that patient, when they're sitting in your chair and you sit down in your stool, make them feel like they are the center of the universe. There is nothing else. They know that you are riveted on them, that everything revolves around them at that moment, and they are the most important focus of your attention. And you're finding out already, you're not just a dentist. How many of you have taken on the role of pastor, counselor, big sister, little brother, psychiatrist, all of those things? That's what you are when you have true empathy. And so when that patient comes in with that sensitive feeling that you just did, don't get indignant, don't get defensive, don't get angry. And when they say, this has been killing me for 6 days, when is this agony going to end? The correct answer is not. Well, typically the pain subsides after the bill is paid. All right, that's not the answer for an empathetic dentist. You need to be the dentist that you needed when you were a kid. You need to be the dentist today, going on, that your family needed when you were growing up. And think about that. That's the dentist you should be striving to be. And I challenged the faculty earlier today, and I do that at a white coat too. You as faculty need to be the type of teachers and instructors that you needed when you were a dental student. And that's a fine line. That is really a fine line to walk. And it's not an easy one. But you have, in my opinion, and I have been literally all over the country, you have one of the finest faculty and one of the most committed group of faculty and staff for students. I mean, come on, this is Alton, Illinois. It's not the hub of excitement. Why would you come to Alton, Illinois? I'll tell you why you come to Alton, Illinois, because of these people right over here. The fact that they're here listening to me for a second time in a row just to be with you. They didn't, I mean, and for Southern to do this, this is special. And for you guys to come down here and do this speaks volumes of your love for dentistry. So, well, not quite last, sorry. I got extra time because you don't have a student speaker. Engagement. A friend of mine, John Williams from Moline, when he and I would speak to dental students, I loved his quote. You're all caregivers, but But just as important, you're now caretakers. You're caretakers of our profession. And it's a profession, at least for now. You need to join, if you have not joined your local dental society, if you've not joined the Illinois State Dental Society or your state society in the ADA, please, please do so. You will find out that the longer you are a dentist, the hundreds and hundreds of times you've been protected from unwarranted and nonsensical government legislation and overreach when they try to tell you how to practice dentistry and what's best for your patients. Every year you're saving thousands of dollars in unnecessary fees and costs because of organized dentistry looking out for you. So please join. This school is just a hotbed for activism. Dr. Bitter was an ADA trustee. Dr. Rapini was a vice president of the ADA. Dr. Dickey, Dr. Ketteman have been on ADA councils. Did I say Dr. Rapini as vice president of the ADA yet? If I didn't, I'll say it again. Southern Illinois kind of owns almost the presidencies at the Illinois State Dental Society now. So you got good stock here. You've got a great foundation. So be involved, because there's an old saying, if you're not at the table, you're probably on the plate. And that is not where you want to be when it comes to government intrusion legislation into your profession. Without engagement, our learned profession will fast become a trade. And instead of the learned dentist that you are, you will merely be looked at as mouth mechanics. Lastly, on the E's, ergonomics. I told everyone I can't teach you that. I can't tell you about that because I don't do it. I haven't. I got two weird index fingers to prove I didn't use my middle finger for fulcrum instrumentation. I used my middle finger in dental school. Well, that was for instrumentation. So these are what you get if you don't practice well. Save your backs. Pay attention. I look at my son, who's a 2015 graduate, and he's perfect like this with the loops on, and I'm down like this and over here, and you know, my back's still okay. But practice ergonomics. That's the last E. So the final E is some extra tidbits of knowledge that I'm going to pass on. I mean, you can never hear some of these too often, but these are reminders. If you haven't been doing them yet, start now. And that's when it comes to things like park your ego at the door when you are talking to a pharmacist. Do not treat a pharmacist like a second rate. Now, when we were growing up, we had the PDR, Physician's Desk Reference. Thumbing through it. What drug is this? As they bring in the drugs like this. And we're thumbing through, and then we find it's not even in there. So we go to the pharmacist, call me, oh, that's the new generic for the beta blocker, such and so. Oh, okay, thanks. Now you guys get out your iPhones and you know it all. You really don't. Sorry to tell you. Pharmacists usually have a much better medical history on that patient because they came in and they hate filling that form out on your tablet. They've forgotten things, they're older, they didn't remember this and that. So you prescribe something. I will tell you, when the pharmacist needs to talk to you, please take that call personally. Don't have your staff do it. Pick up the phone, talk to the pharmacist, because they may say, oh, they're on this and this, and they can't really have this one. And don't take that personally. Thank them, because you may have saved your patient from a rash or death. So that's a person, they're one of your peers. The other one is lab techs. We know what's coming now, don't we? You're all great at removable because you've done so many in dental school. And I don't care if you did 2 removable partials with Dr. Rapini himself. It doesn't matter. You're doing 2, you know it all, because you're doing 1 or 2 more now every week. And you talk to that lab tech and you tell the lab tech this, 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 and this. The lab tech's on there 15th partial of the day. The lab tech does 70 or 100 a week. Listen to the lab tech. Take their advice, take their suggestions. Now, it might not be what's right for your patient, but your lab tech is as important to you as any dental assistant or office manager. And I brought up another example of that, Dr. Blackwell. Okay, he knows a thing or two about implants. I would consider him, in my book, world famous, world renowned. And you better play with me on this one, Dr. Blackwell. Do you still talk to your lab techs? There he is, okay, absolutely. If someone like Dr. Blackwell still relies on the advice and information of a lab tech, no offense, but I really think you should too. You might want to consider it. Thank your lab techs. When there's a screw up, you got to call them. And when they go over and above for you on that rush case or that incredible job, call them back and thank them for that too. Now, the one person you don't park your ego at the door with, MDs. All right, how many of you have had the pre-med arguments yet with a physician on hips and knees? Okay, either you're lying or you're just not doing enough dentistry yet. Okay, first of all, TMJ. You're going to get everything thrown at you. Doctor can't figure out what's his headache, what's his problem, what's his pain. Oh, it must be TMJ. And they write TMJ on a referral slip and they say, go see your dentist. And it might be, but if it isn't, stand your ground. See, I've already worn one out. We're not even halfway through. I could do my Italian where, okay, well, anyway. If it is TMJ, treat it. If it isn't, let them know. And if they tell you it is, who's the expert? You are. When it comes to pre-meds, they want pre-med for life, and you say no. Who's the expert? You are. You're not going to write the pre-med because the doctor told you to. The RD, the real doctor, told you to write that pre-med. You say to them, I'm sorry, I have to have you write it because I really don't want to violate the standard of care on pre-meds. So you can hold your own as Southern grads. A couple other little things, great relationships with your specialists. Make sure that your specialists are on the same wavelength that you are in terms of practice philosophy. Make sure that specialist is patient-centered like you are and not dollar-driven. Join a study club. It's a good thing. Always attend the midwinter meeting in Chicago. I don't care if you live in California or wherever you go, the midwinter meeting in Chicago is fantastic, and it is the best meeting you can go to. And SIU has a really nice gathering there, a lot better than us orphans at Northwestern that get together and have some porridge or gruel. You guys have like real stuff there. So, but the midwinter's great. Another one, go to a Gordon Christensen lecture. If you've never been to a Gordon Christensen lecture, there's a great one in Lake Tahoe in August that is a tax-deductible trip, by the way. One thing that I don't think I mentioned to the others are, work hard, but balance it with your family. I worked probably a little too hard when I was younger. And if you decide to have a family, remember, your children only get one childhood. Be there. Take care of vets. Work with a rescue mission. Now you've graduated, you're all doing well, I'm sure. And it's time for that comfortable lifestyle you deserve, that nice car that you deserve. Clint Eastwood, I'm sure most of you know my favorite actor, Clint Eastwood. But in The Western Unforgiven, he has a quote that says, "Deserves got nothing to do with it." Because guess what? You don't deserve any of those things. I'll tell you who deserves. Who deserves is my veteran patient who had his 6 front teeth knocked out when he was blown out of a helicopter. Walks with a limp because he said, yeah, someone started shooting at me after we fell out of the helicopter. He deserves 6 front teeth, probably a little more than you deserve the premium trim on the BMW. That's what deserved is. But guess what? You can earn that because you've been given so much from this school, from this faculty, that you can earn what you want. And there's nothing wrong with a nice house. There's nothing wrong with a big car, I mean, you know, except for the price of gas right now. But you can earn all those things because you've been given so much. The question is, how are you going to decide how you're going to earn it? But I can assure you, you have a strong foundation, and your success, if you choose, is guaranteed because of what you have here. Just a second, I'm going to just share what I consider empathy and a true caring spirit that will carry you through dentistry. Evangeline Booth, who is the daughter of the founder of the Salvation Army, would go into the most destitute areas of London and provide spiritual and physical assistance to the needy. And one day she was walking down the street and she saw a man passed out in the muddy street below, covered in vomit. My allergies act up right now. She got down in the mud and picked that man's head up and put it right in her lap and started to pick the dried vomit out of his beard. And a woman walked by and haughtily said, I wouldn't do that for 10,000 sterling. And Evangeline Booth looked up and said, neither would I. Neither would I. That's what dentistry is. If you want to be a success, take that attitude a few times and see what it does for you. So that was kind of like the sermon. Tomorrow is Sunday, and so you're going to be out tonight late, and so Pastor Perry here is going to give you a little benediction, one of my favorites, so that you can sleep in tomorrow. Before I do, though, I wanted to say thanks for coming down. It's incredible. Thank you for everything you've done for them. Everyone here, you're a team. You know, let the wounds heal. The wounds of dental school heal quickly and become part of this team because they're all here. They're still here for you. So our closing benediction. Live simply, care deeply, love earnestly, speak kindly, and then just leave the rest to God. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Thunberg. We appreciate your support of the school and particularly of these graduates on today's occasion. So, doctors of the class of 2020, and I'm glad I can say that to you in person. Today's a day of celebration, another day of celebration. Celebrate your profession, celebrate your successes, and as you celebrate these, remember to always strive to perform the best dentistry that you can and to continue a lifelong pursuit of knowledge and of excellence. Treat both your patients and your staff with the utmost respect. Maintain a moral compass and strive to do what's right. Maintain a social conscience. Share your expertise with those less fortunate and who might need your help. And finally, return the love and support to your family and friends, which they've already given to you through their sacrifices in helping you reach your goal. So doctors of the class of 2020, you've had a most unusual entry into your profession. But you share a bond with each other that probably no other graduating class before you has ever had. Don't lose sight of that. Celebrate your professional accomplishments with each other, but mostly just celebrate each other and those close to you. So doctors of the class of 2020, I extend my heartfelt congratulations to you, and I wish you continued success and happiness in both your personal and your professional lives. Once again, let's please congratulate the SDM graduates of the class of 2020. So this concludes today's ceremony. I would ask that the audience please remain at your seats for the recessional of the platform party, faculty, and graduates. Following the recessional, as we continue to observe COVID restrictions, we're asking that guests please meet your graduate outdoors, and I thank you very much for your understanding. Platform guests, faculty, and graduates, please stand to begin the recessional.